It's always in programming not nice to have very long strings like data, which they can be stored somewhere else outside of our code. So for that, in Node.js we can use a library which is called .env, and with this .env you can have a .env file, and then you can store such a strings like such a long strings, and you call some small variable instead in your code to not have this very long code. So I am going to install a library, so we have to say npm install .env like this, and then it will be installed that library, and after that you make a require for that library. So it's always better to have that require on the top of your application. So we can have here like something without const, you can say directly require, and then you can call the .env library exactly like this here, and then you say config, and you just put like empty function config. Of course, all of this is mentioned in the documentation of .env library. So after that, you can create a .env file. So you just click on this new file, and you put here .env like this. And inside .env, you can specify a URL, for example, or a variable for that URL or that long URL which we need. So for that, I am going to get all of this URL, remove it from here, and I will go to the .env file, and we can say here crypto. We can call it like, it's better always to have them like capital letter. So you can just say, we can say list URL. So the crypto list URL is equal, without any quotation, you just place that string or that API call. So now we are going to call that constant or that variable which is in .env. So for that, you can just say in your application that I need process dot, and then you specify env like this, and then you specify the name of the variable which you want to import. So you can say list URL. So you save, check the application, try again, and we will see that we are getting the data right. So we are still having that list URL coming from .env. So in that way, we have a shorter code, more nice and more tidied, so we don't have to bother ourselves with those long links. So also, like some other constants like this one, port, you can put it as well in the .env. So you can just say here, I want as well, like let's go to the end and separate them by line. So I will say here port 3000, and I will go to my application, remove this part, and I will say here, I want process, or you can keep that variable and just say, you can say process.env and then get the port. So in that way, our application is still seeing and running on the 3000 port. So this way we get the environment variables, and we are going next to map our data to not have all of those information. We will just console log the objects and the name of the crypto or the price of the crypto and the code of it and the ID. We don't need all of this data for our front end. So we will send to the WebSocket just a specific data.